Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from the wicked one. The kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, deliver us from the wicked one. Kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Oh, the kingdom and the power and the glory. Oh, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. My kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, on earth, on earth, on earth. My kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, on earth, on earth, on earth, on earth. My kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, on earth, on earth.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done as it is in Shamayim, on earth as it is in Shamayim. Praises and honor and a great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom Wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait till the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant, and back in our own land. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Akenaniah. Shabbat Shalom, my king.
Shabbat Shalom, my king. Shabbaton Yasharal. Call Hala Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Wahawa Kakwadash. Barakatham.
All praises. Hallelujah. All praises to the Father in the name of his beloved Son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and the set-apart Spirit of the Most High, the Ruach, the set-apart Ruach, and bless you all. Bless you all.
Mm-hmm. Hallelujah.
Praise to the Father. It is another Sabbath Yom, and we are back once again with another Sabbath Yom study with the book of Qorintiyim Aleph, 1 Corinthians, chapters number 9, and we're going to finish it out this evening, Most High willing, and He is able. We know that He is able. So let's get to it and get through it, and to the Most High be all the esteem. 1 Corinthians or Qorintiyim Aleph, chapter number 9, Shaul's use of liberty. Verse 1. Am I not a emissary?
You're not sharing that.
Oh, Salaki, my bad. Oh, my bad. I thought I hit it. Oh, there we go. Okay, Salaki. All right. Verse 1. Am I not an emissary? Am I not free? Have I not seen Yehoshua, Mashiach, our Adonai? Are not you my work? Salaki. Are not you my work in Adonai? He starts off with a few questions here in verse 1. Verse 2. If I be not an emissary unto others, you doubtless I am to you. Yet, Salaki, yet doubtless I am to you. For the seal of my emissaryship, Salaki, are you in the Adonai? Mine answer to them that do examine me is this: have we not power to eat and drink? Have we not power to lead about our sisters, a sister, a wife, as well as other emissaries, and as brethren of the Adonai, or as brethren of Yahuwah, and Cleophas, or I only and Barnabas, have not we power to forbear working? Who goes a welfare anytime at his own charge? Who planteth a vineyard and eat not the fruit thereof? Or who feeds a flock and eat not of the milk of the flock? Say I these things as a man? Or say not HaTorah the same also? Oh, the Torah teaches us to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
These things. So I see what Shaul is alluding to here. He's basically, he's wanting them to care for him, and they should. You know, this the brother that's teaching you, this the brother that's building you up. He shouldn't be in need of anything. If you see the brother needs some shoes, put some shoes on his feet. You see the brother need a jacket, put a jacket on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on the back. You know, the brother needs something, and he building you up with all of your spirit, all of your ruach. You know, you need to be helping him. You know, he helping you. Help one another. You know, I was watching Slacky sidebar real quick. I was watching a lesson earlier, and the brother was going in, man, on brotherly love, on what that really is. You know, you have a brother who cold. Give him your coat. You know what I'm saying? Literally take your coat off and put it on him. Don't be like, I got an extra coat in the car. Let me go to the car and get it. No, take off your coat and give it to the brother if he need it. If his hand's cold, he needs your gloves. Take your gloves off and give it to him. You know, it doesn't mean that he's gonna keep it forever. You know, give him some time to get warmed up. You know, be a little discomfortable so your brother can be comfortable. That's brotherly love. That's what love really is.
Mm-hmm.
Sacrificing yourself for the good of another. You know, that's really what that's about. So that concept is so far removed from us, and it shouldn't be. It needs to be at the helm of what we're doing. So, kind of food for thought. Let's continue. Verse 9. For this is writing. For it is written in the Torah of Moshe, that you shall not muzzle the mouth of the ox that treadeth about on the corn. Do the Most High take care of the ox? Like, let the ox eat it. You got the ox going over the corn. Let him eat something. Let him eat some of it. Don't just stop him, trying to stop him from eating. You know, they do that. These wicked people do that. They put a muzzle on the mouth of a baby cow so it don't take the milk from the mother. Unbelievable. Verse 10. Or saith he it altogether for our sake. For our sake, no doubt. It is written that he have plowed, it's like that he that ploweth should plow in hope, and that he that treadeth in hope should be partakers of his hope. If we have sown unto you spiritual things, is it a great thing that we should reap your carnal things? Like, I'm pouring into you spirituality, giving you all this help. What's a donation? What's a jacket, some shoes? What's that really gonna do for you? You know I need it. You should give it to me. I shouldn't have to do this and that. Verse 12. If others be partakers of this power over you, or slacky, are not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power, but suffered all things, lest we should hinder the good news of Hamashiach. So it's not about that. It's not about, I only got 2 coats. Y'all should be giving me, I should have a coat for every day of the week. No, it's not about that. It's about making sure that somebody have what they need when they, you know what I'm saying, they're taken care of. You don't have to have one for every day of the week. I mean, if you do, all praises to the Father, but that shouldn't be the objective of, making this commentary that he's making or writing this letter that he's written. Continuing here, verse 13. Do you not know that they which minister about set apart things live of things of the temple, and they which wait at the altar are partakers with the altar? Yeah, he's exactly right. The priests, the Levites, they're the ones that deal with the sacrifices and do all this work. And they don't get, they're not partakers in the inheritance. So the Most High instructed the other tribes to make sure that they're taken care of. Make sure they have what they need, because that's their job. They don't kick back on the Sabbath and put their feet up. They have to work. I mean, diligently work. And I blame this for working on the Sabbath. And even though that priesthood has been altered, they still going to be working when it comes to the keeping of the set apart things, because they've been trained in it. And Most High going to restore all of that as when that day comes. Continue, verse 14. Even so have Yahuwah ordained that they which preach the good news should live of the good news. I haven't seen that, so I don't know where that came from, but I don't remember us reading that. Because if I understood, from what we read, the prophets were all persecuted. So I don't know how they was living off the good news. I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I heard Elder Judah breaking this down, and he had mentioned that the good news wasn't something that was new. The gospel wasn't something new. And he said this was in the book of Psalms, and I forget exactly which book it was, but he talked about how the people were rejoicing because they had just heard the good news. So I believe that's what Shaul is possibly referencing as well.
Okay. All praises. Well, that's enlightening. I'm trying to think. What if we in? I'm trying to remember. was it John that we read where the blood of the prophets would be required of this nation from the blood of Abel even to Zechariah? Is that John?
I can't remember.
Okay. No sweat. I've just that just came to my mind. So continuing here, verse 15.
And that was for reference, it was Psalm 149, verses 5 through 9. And we don't have to get it, but I guess I can read it real quick. Let me get it.
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen real quick.
Okay,
Psalms 109.
Psalm 149, verses 4 or 5 through 9.
Okay. Got 1.5 seconds here. 5. Okay.
And the title of this, is Yasharal invoked to praise Yahweh. But verse 5 it says, "Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh."
Hallelujah.
So this was good news.
Yeah, yes indeed. That was wonderful, magnificent news. That script never gets old. That script is just magnificent. Every time you hear it, it's just like hallelujah. That's that one they did in Birth of a Nation. And Nat Turner, he saw all the atrocities done to the so-called black people, and how these evil Caucasians wanted him to come and try to build up their spirits and keep them in good spirits. He went straight right there. Let it come. Let it be a two-edged sword in their hand. And let them. I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I love that movie. That part of that movie. That movie wasn't all of that with negativity. But continuing here, verse 15. This is Qorintiyim Aleph, chapter number 9, and verse number 15. "But I have used none of these things, neither have I written these things, that you should be so done unto me." It's like that it should be so done unto me. "For it was better for me to die than that any man should make me glory, or should make my glory void." So I'd rather just go without and give up the ghost, give up the ruach, than to let somebody make my glory non-existent. Verse 16. "But though I preach the good news, I have nothing to glory over, for necessity is laid upon me. Yea, woe is unto me if I preach not the good news." So destruction to himself if he don't preach the good news. That's how important it is to him. Verse 17. "For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if I against my will and what is that? Dispensations, like you told Aki. A dispensation of the good news is committed unto me. What is the reward then? Surely, truly, that I have, truly that when I have preached the good news, I may make the good news of Mashiach without charge, that I abuse not my power in the good news. For though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself a servant unto all, that I might gain the more. And unto the Yahudim I became as a Yahudim, that I might gain the Yahudim. To them that are under the Torah, as under the Torah, that I might gain them that were under the Torah. To them that were without Torah, as without Torah, being not without Torah of the Most High, or to the Most High, but under the Torah of Mashiach, that I might gain them that are without Torah. To the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might be all men. It's like that I might by all means save some. For this I do for the good news' sake, that I might be partakers thereof with you, knowing you not that they which run the race run all, but one receive the prize. So run that you may obtain. And every man which striveth for mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptibility. So we trying to get to they doing it for a temporary thing. We trying to get to eternity. That's our goal, to get to eternity. Verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertain, so fight. So fight I, not as one that beareth the air, that beateth the air. So not with his fist where he throwing blows. Verse 27. But I keep under my body and bring it unto subjection, least that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Man, that's deep. That's deep. He has to discipline himself. He has to keep himself situated, because what good would it do to build up other people and you yourself get to going off, and now you forsaken by the Most High. Yet you done brought in this brother, that brother, so on and so forth. That would be a horrendous situation. Continuing chapter number 10. It's the book of Qorintiyim Aleph, chapter 10, verse 1. Avoid Israel's mistake. Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea. Remember now, he said all our fathers were under the cloud and passed through the sea, and were all immersed unto Moshe in the cloud and in the sea. They were all immersed. All our fathers went through this. Verse 3. And did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. And they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach. But with many of them, the Most High was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Who did that happen to?
That was Yahshua. That was our forefathers.
Who came out of Mizraim, absolutely, 100%. So Shaul is telling you who he's talking to here. I mean, he's talking to us. He's talking to our people. Verse 6. Now, these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust over evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be you idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. So they was all into that mischief. Remember reading that? You know these people are set on what do you say? Set on mischief. I think that's what he said. But he came down like, "What's going on?" Like you know these people. Yeah, got to get our minds right. That's what we need. Verse 8. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell on one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Mashiach, as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Remember when the serpents would take away the serpents? Pray to you, Yahuwah, he take away the serpents. I'm not gonna take away the serpents. I'm gonna give you make you a fiery serpent and put it on a what do you call it?
A stick, wasn't it?
Basically, yeah, it was the same symbol you see. Yeah, you kind of, yeah. It's the same symbol you see today. It's a snake around the and they put it on. You ever see a
medical sign?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what that is. Exactly what it is. Verse 10. Neither murmur you, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. So that murmuring to get you killed, get your mind right. This is all about getting your mind right. These are the things you don't do. Verse 11. Not all these things happen unto them for an ensamples, and they were written for our excuse me, slacking, admonition.
Admonishing.
Okay, totally. Aki. Upon whom the end of the world are come. See, that's what I'm saying. He believed that they believed that it was coming in their time. They believed that the Messiah was coming like at any time now. He'll be here any moment. It's just a matter of time. Like this is there's the proof right there. He was like, yeah, in this time, at the end of this world, this is it. Verse 12. Wherefore, let him that thinketh he stand take heed lest he fall. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common of man. But the Most High is faithful, whom is not suffering. It's like it, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. So he's not gonna put you in a situation that you can't get out of. He's gonna whatever the situation you find yourself in, there's an exit. You just gotta find it. You just gotta take it. But you gotta know that there is an exit. So if you no matter if you strung out on drugs, no matter if you can't keep a bottle out your mouth, whatever the situation. If you're a fornicator, if you're an idolater, if you are in the witchcraft, if you whatever it is, the Most High got a means for you to get out of it. That's what the Adawan here is breaking down for us. Verse 13. They have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High, I just read that, didn't I? Slack you, my bad. Verse 14. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. Don't let the worship of idols take you down. And that idol don't have to be a statue of some sort. That can be yourself. It can be your own idol. putting yourself above the Most High. Verse 15. I speak as a wise man. I speak as to wise men. Judge you what I say. The cup of the blessing which we bless, is it not the communion of the blood of Mashiach? The bread in which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Mashiach? For we bring many, for we being many, are one bread and one body. For we are all partakers of that one bread. Behold, Israel are the flesh, and not they which eat of the sacrifice partakers of the altar. What say I then? That the idols is nothing, or that which is offered in sacrifice to an idol is anything? So remember when we left off yesterday, the conversation what he was talking about was how do we view these idols? To him, an idol is nothing. So if you sacrifice to, I think I said Tonka trucks, if you sacrifice to Tonka trucks is nothing. So Tonka trucks has no power over anybody. But some people worship Tonka trucks. And they bow down to Tonka trucks and they kiss the Tonka truck and believe that the Tonka truck will give them salvation. Does that mean that the Tonka truck is, should I reference the Tonka truck and say this was sacrificed to a Tonka truck, so I can't eat it? That's the conversation that he's having here. Verse 21, verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. And I would not that you should have fellowship with devils. Should be dealing with that.
Right.
You cannot drink from the cup of Yahuwah and from the cup of devils. You cannot partake. You cannot be partakers of Yahuwah's table and of the tables of devils. He that provoked Yahuwah to jealousy. It's like, do we provoke Yahuwah to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? You want to be at odds with the Abba? I don't think you want that, because it's done terrible things for our people. Verse 23. All things are lawful for me, but not all things are expedient. I'm like, didn't we just read this?
We did. In fact, it was I want to say it was chapter 7 or 8.
Okay, because I'm like, wait a minute, did we just read? Okay, I'm thinking I'm tripping. I'm like, did I have a deja vu here? Slacky, my man. Okay, continuing. Verse 23. All things are lawful for me, but not all things are expedient. All things are lawful for me, but not all things edify. But not all things edify not. So, yeah, they're talking about the things that are lawful compared to things that are expedient. Yeah, it's lawful to sacrifice a goat, but in its captivity, it's not expedient. It's not expedient to take a goat to the middle of the city and slit the throat of the goat like you would if you was at the temple. That wouldn't be expedient. It's lawful, but it's not expedient. Verse 24. It's not, I can get into some other things, but I'm going to move on forward. Verse 24. Let no man seek his own, but every man others well.
And that was where we read that expedient was 1 Qorintiyim Aleph chapter 6, verse 12.
Verse 12.
It's pretty much the same thing verbatim.
Yeah, I thought how sometimes I think it's me. I would be tripping. I literally thought, am I having deja vu? Because I think you read that part.
Yeah, kind I did. That's where I started.
Okay, kind. Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, we just read this. I'm like, maybe I'm sorry the lesson or something. I don't know. It seemed like we just read this. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
literally last night. So continuing here, verse 24. Let no man seek his own, but every man's another's wealth. Whosoever is sold in the shamble, in the slacking, whosoever is sold in the shambles that eats, asks no question for consistency's sake. For the earth is Yahuwah's, and the fullness thereof. So don't let them come. I've heard brothers say, and I don't agree with this, but I've heard brothers say this. If you somewhere eating and they come and sit a plate of meat in front of you, like, help yourself. Don't ask. It's not that you shouldn't ask what kind of meat is this, because of course we can't eat certain things. But if it's something that's clean, you say, "Oh, that's deer meat. I can eat that." But don't say, "Was this deer sacrificed to some idol?" Of course, I'm gonna ask that question because I don't want to eat something sacrificed to idols. Because the headline is gonna say, Hazakiyahu of the Yahudim, of the Israelites, had dinner with such and such with Billy Bob, and Billy Bob had sacrificed the meal to such and such, and he ate of it and enjoyed it. Yeah, so those Israelites not what they claim to be, because they doing these things. Like, no, you don't want to be in that situation. I shouldn't be at Billy Bob's table anyway. Verse 27. If any of them that believe not bid you to a feast, and you be disposed to go, if you like, yeah, I'm gonna go, I'll check it out. Whatsoever is set before you, eat, asking no questions for conscience sake. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Verse 28. But if any man say unto you, this is offered in sacrifice unto idols, eat not for the sake that showeth it, and for conscience sake. For the earth is Yahuwah's, and the fullness thereof. So if you basically don't ask, on that Bill Clinton, don't ask, don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna work.
Right.
It kind of worked for a little bit, but verse 9. You see a dude acting the field, hey man, something wrong with you?
Right.
Oh man, verse 29. Conscious, I pray, Slaki, I say, not thine own, but of another. For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience? Like, why should I be concerned about his conscience? Because you got to be an example. That's what it means to be the king's children. That means you got to be that example. So I can't just operate because I don't represent just myself. I represent my people, my tribe, as well as myself. So I don't just represent, me doing what I want to do. I represent my entire nation of people.
And
So
firstly, the Most High.
yeah, kind of. My bad, Slacky. You are exactly right. I represent the Most High first. That's why I have to because when they look at me, they expecting to see Him.
Right,
And
exactly.
So I can't operate in folly. And here's the Most High right here, folly. No, that doesn't work that way. And not only that, then you're dealing with your people, and then you're dealing with your tribe, and then you're dealing with yourself. You last on the list.
Mm-hmm.
The least of the important, but yet you're the one doing the operation. But our people don't think like that. But that's what it means to be royalty, to literally be royalty. I got to do what's best for the king. peace first. So continue in verse 30. Told I for straightening me out on that. I don't know how I didn't say that first. I meant to.
And see, but I know you know these things. This like we've talked about these things before, you know.
Yeah, indeed. Verse 30. For if by grace be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of for that for which I give thanks? So it's okay. I'm just gonna thank the Most High for this meal sacrifice to some idol somewhere that He don't want me eating. That don't even make sense. That's just like thanking the Most High for this pork. Oh, thank you, Abba. This pork that should not be eaten by set apart Israelites or Israelites, period. And yet I'm going to eat it, and I need you to bless it for me because you know I shouldn't be eating this, but I want to eat it, so make it okay for me. No, that's ridiculous.
Not at all.
That's ridiculous, you know. Or bless this money that I stole from my mama because I needed some money, and let it multiply in my hand. What? That's not sensible at all. That's not any way that the Bible would operate. Continuing here, I'm getting long-winded. Verse 31. Rather, therefore, you eat or drink whatsoever you do in all to the glory of the Most High. That's what I'm saying. That's off. That's so way off. I don't know where he came up with that idea from. Verse 32. Giving none offense, neither to the Yahudim, nor to the Gentiles, nor to the church or the assembly of the Most High, even as I please all men in all things, not seeking my own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved. So this is one of those, you know, last night we was reading, and I think he said some things that I was in agreement on, but this is one of those, not the case, because this is unreasonable. It's unreasonable for him to say these things. So continuing.
Let me ask you this. What if he was speaking to Gentiles, non-Israelites?
So even a non-Israelite Gentile, I mean, okay, so if you're a non-Israelite Gentile and you claim to be a follower of the way, so now you're supposed to be a light to the other Gentiles. So if you're not being a light to the other Gentiles, you're gonna eat what they eat. What they dealing with you for? Why should they listen to you? It all comes to credibility. Are you credible? Is if you're not credible, then your so-called power is not credible. If he don't have the strength to get you to do what he say do, then why would I deal with him? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what good would he do? Would he be to me? If you claim to be a follower of the way of a messianic, and you serve Yehoshua HaMashiach, and you call on his name and all this other stuff, but yet you're doing the same stuff you do when you with me, and I do all manner of folly, then why do I need Yehoshua HaMashiach? I don't, because you're still in the same boat that I'm in. If anything, you need this crack, or you need this whatever the device is for the person that's examining that thing. That's why it's imperative that you got to be that example, because when you representing the Most High, when you representing Israel, when you representing Yehuda, you know what I'm saying? You really got to be on point, because outside of that, you discredit you messing up the Most High's account, his name, and you know he don't play about his namesake. Yeah, he don't play about his name. So, all right, this is Qorintiyim Aleph, chapter number 11. Messianic order. I remember the Messianic phrases. verse 1. Be you followers of me, even as also am of Mashiach. Verse 2. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But see, and I wonder about that, because what it should be is remember the things that we talked about from the text. Remember what we read in the text. That should be really the focal point. Like, because what happens to a man's words in your head? You get messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have it written part of it, then you can go back to it and say, "Oh, this is what it is." We did that earlier when I was trying to quote I was trying to quote something, and I kind of had it. I had it, but I didn't have it. Then we went to it. I was like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, it was close, but it wasn't quite what it should have been." The gist of it was, but you know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to have it written down so that you can reference it properly. So, continue in verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Mashiach is the Most High. Every man praying or prophesying, having Mashiach covered, dishonoreth Mashiach. If you praying and prophesying like you about this life, and you got Mashiach covered, you dishonor Mashiach. Dishonoring Mashiach, you dishonor the Most High. That's the chain. Let me read that again. We started verse 3 again. I will have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man. The same way that woman going off is going to dishonor you, your wife go off, get to doing some crazy, stupid stuff in public, your honor is, you are dishonored greatly. Your wife get to acting up, to be like, oh, just get in the car. Just get in the car. Because you don't want to be dishonored like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his wife? Is that his wife doing that? No. No man wants that. The head of the woman is the man, and the head of Mashiach is the Most High. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that pray or prophesy with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her husband. For that is even all one as if she was shaven. So it's as much dishonor as if she walking around with a bald head. Where you get that bald head woman from? You get that bald head woman. That's the dishonor that he's talking about. And why you want to walk around with a bald head? Yeah. Verse 6. For if a woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if she be ashamed, but if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. Mm-hmm. So, as it's thought of as a shameful thing to have a woman with a bald head, it's the same thing when she walking around with her hair uncovered.
And based on this chapter right here, mm-hmm. is why a lot of assemblies will say that a woman's hair should be covered, yeah. But it's not what it's saying. And even Shaul is gonna say here at some point that we never had that type of custom. within our nation.
He gonna tell us that?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's continue then. Verse 7. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of the Most High, but the woman is the glory of the man. Yeah, that's my wife right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my wife. Yeah. I know she's nice to look at, but she belongs to me. That's mine. Yeah, they're my children too. They look good too. I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. Verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power over her head because of the Malachim. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in Yahuwah. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman. But all things of the Most High. Judge in yourselves. It is calmly that a woman pray unto the Most High uncovered. Is it comely? Is it nice, like good looking? Is it a good look for a woman to pray to the Most High uncovered? Is that a good look? Is that comely? Remember Song of Solomon? I am black but comely. Verse 14. Do not every natural doeth not every natural itself, do not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? Now, ironically, I got to take a pause right here for just a second. This is ironic because reading this portion here, he's talking about how it's a shame for a man to have long hair. Now, one thing I hadn't considered, and I had to learn from some other brothers in St. Louis. Actually, they were speaking of the brothers that he was reporting to, Yaakov, the brother of Mashiach, and some of the other brothers. These brothers were Nazarenes. And so their custom was they didn't cut their hair. No razor came up on their head or their face. So they kept their hair long. So now you see him kind of almost taking a shot here at these brothers because apparently they had some kind of discourse at times where they would, not agree on certain things. And that's why he said, did not nature itself teach you that it is a shame for a man to have a long hair? Like, how is that in our culture? And the part of our culture is that Nazarene, where the Most High commanded that a man have long hair. He wouldn't say that to Samson.
What I've heard reference here is what's Absalom. So Absalom was trying to get away from his father's army and was caught by his long hair in the thick of the trees. So I mean, I've been a part of lessons where they brought that aspect out. Trying to see where Paul was coming from with what he's saying here. But I mean, you're exactly right. Even the prophets, we read about them having long hair.
Yeah, and even Mashiach. Check this out. Mashiach even said I will not drink wine until I can drink it new with you in the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounded to me like a Nazarite vow. Now, I'm not going to drink anything of the vine, and I'm not going to cut my hair. So we liable to see Mashiach with 2,000 year long locks when he comes. Likely, I'm not saying that's a guarantee, but if he say I'm not going to drink wine until I drink it with you new in the kingdom, you know, it's been 2,000 years. If it depending on how much longer he take before the Most High send him, you know, just imagine all those years of his hair growing and growing and growing. He gonna have some. That's gonna be amazing. I mean, just that alone. He might. It's Afro that Afro that joint, and that'll be even more amazing. So, a 2,000 year long Afro. You can't. Your mind can't even imagine it. And it's Mashiach hair. Oh, verse 15. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. But if a man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither in the assemblies of the Most High.
Right. So everything that we just read about with the covering of the hair, that was no custom of Yasharal. Like, this is why we can't go on tour and find anywhere where it says a woman should have her head covered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, this is what Shaul is saying. So, you know, again, we're hearing about how Shaul separates what he's saying from what is written for in Torah or what is law, we'll say, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I feel you on that, and I get that. I get that, and we can't find any designation of that aspect of head covering or knife in the Torah.
Now let me say this also. Now when I see, and I don't know why, because looks can be very deceiving. Like, you know, I have a tendency to see these sisters with their head covered and be like, oh, this is a righteous individual. And, you know, sometimes it just don't be the case, man. You know, but when I do see one that is covered, you know, I'm like, man, this is an obedient sister. You know what I mean? But it's not always the case, man.
Always the case. Like, they don't always be what they look like.
Yeah, Sometimes
it just be like a fashion thing. And then sometimes it look, you know, crazy, because sometimes they use I've seen them wrap their heads with t-shirts. Like, what is this? That's not me. But remember, in our irony, remember when I brought out a couple weeks ago, the ancient the stone that was carved in stone where they came and took our people. What nation was it? Now it's in like Britain or somewhere that they have it. And
okay, you know, it sounds familiar. I'm trying to think of. So was it originally in Babylon?
I thought it was Northern Kingdom. It may have been Southern Kingdom, but
okay,
yeah, it may have been, because they were showing it gave a depiction of the people, and it was carved in stone, and the guy at the museum. Oh, here it is. The guy at the museum was talking about it. Here, let me see. Yeah, okay. So, and without getting, so I don't want to sidetrack the study too bad. I mean, we can get a little sidetracked, but but without taking too much from from the study. This is one of the depictions here. Let me move this over. So this is one of the depictions where they went into when they were taking this is the woman, and you see her head, long headdress. She got long hair.
And I believe you're right. This was Northern Kingdom because I remember you bringing this out now.
Yeah. And they had the daughters had the similar headdress, and these ones had bare feet, and some instances, other instances, I should say, they had shoes. He's the one talking about it, showing these depictions and how they adapted them. They tried to whitewash it and make it look like it was Caucasians. Yeah, but showing the fringes there as it was in antiquity. So these were common situations, showing shoes there. Like, who were the first people to have shoes? We were. We had shoes. Look at that. They want so bad to make a lie into a truth that you can't do it. So, but yeah, so he just kind of went through like this was an Israelite and this was our adversary taking us into captivity. Here's another woman. She's sitting here. She got shoes on her feet. She got her long hair wrap on, and it tends to go long. I think almost all of these, the men, everybody had a head cover. I forget where this is located. Here's another one. Here they're executing him. You see the the brothers with the unmistakable beard. Anytime you got that beard with that, that's that wool that they depicted. And you can see they even got it on theirs. They're putting us to death. And look, he got fringes on his joint. So, yeah. And then here's another one where they were taking them. They're praying, "Please, Abba, save us." And that's how they depicted us. Unmistakable hair. So they can't even try to make these into Caucasians because they can't. Ain't no way you can make a Caucasian hair like that because it don't work. It don't play. So continuing. So yeah, I don't know where that custom came from. We can't find it in Torah, but it's been depicted from a long time ago. Long time ago. So verse 17. Now this is Qorintiyim Aleph, chapter 11 and verse 17. Now, in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that you come together, not for the better, but for the worse. First of all, when you come together in the assembly, I hear that there is division among you, and I partly believe it. For there must be also hearsay or heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. When you come together, therefore, unto one place, it is not to eat the Yahuwah's supper, for in eating every one partakes before. Let me start that from the top, verse 21. For in eating every one taketh before other his own supper, and one is hungry, and another is drunken. What? Have you not houses to eat and drink in? Or despise you the assembly of the Most High, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you for this? I praise you not. So this is I don't know if you had any insight on this side, but what I understood here was that there were situations that he was speaking of. It was told to him that basically some people weren't getting to eat because they were like basically they were like, if you didn't bring nothing, you can't eat nothing. And yeah. And so that's why he said some come in and they eating to the full, and some people drinking to the full, and they could have did that at home. But when you got people who are in need and you're not even letting them be partakers, like that's why I praise you not. Like I'm not bigging up that behavior. That's not how we do things.
Right.
Yahuwah's Supper, verse 23. For I have received of Yahuwah that which also I deliver unto you, that Adonai, Yehoshua, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you, and do in remembrance of me. After the same manner also, he took a cup and had supped, saying, this cup is the New Testament of my blood. This do you as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you do show Yahuwah's death till he come, or the Adonai's death until he comes. Salakias. I didn't mean to say that. Just misread that completely. Verse 27. Wherefore, whosoever shall drink this bread, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Adonai unworthily shall be guilty of the blood of the body and the blood of the Adonai. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eat and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Adonai's body. So you also had some that weren't really about the Adonai, wasn't really about Mashiach.
Mm-hmm.
They just heard it was some food and they showed up looking to get some grub. And so I think that's what started that if you didn't bring nothing, you can't eat nothing type of thing. So you had some that was coming just to eat. You had some that was coming to worship and praise. And when it was time to commune, now I can't eat nothing because, let me go then. I'm still coming to worship and praise, and learn. But I'm not, I'm not messed up about your food. I've been hungry. I was hungry yesterday. I don't need to come in here and eat nothing. That was the attitude, but it got back to Shaul, and that's why he was writing some of this. But yeah, some people that was just showing up like, look, I can I get a plate?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a plate? Y'all got some food? Can I get a plate? Here, put it in my hand. whatever you got. So, verse 30. For this cause, many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. Like y'all not even taking care of people. They sick, and some of them dead. Sick.
Some of them dead, sleep, kind of.
Yeah. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Adonai or of Yahuwah, that we should not be condemned with the world. So he tried to put us in a place where we can be, he put them stripes on us so that we don't have to go down with them. So we can make an adjustment and get things right. Verse 33. Wherefore, my brethren, when you come together to eat, tarry one for another. So you got to care about one another, not just I brought this and this is the best thing here. No, don't be like that. Verse 34. And if any man hunger, let him eat at home, that he may not come together unto condemnation. And the rest will I set in order when I come. So, yeah, don't be trying to just, I'm going to go over here. They're going to have this, and I'm going to eat some of this. I'm going to get some of those. I'm going to go. I know Wife going to make that chicken. I'm going to get some of that chicken. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got a plan, and they waiting for the whole thing to be over so they can just get to the grub. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the whole reason that they're there. So, got to be wary, But then you got some people that just, there to fellowship. Man. What better fellowship is there than food? You be like, hey, what's up, brother?
It definitely brings people together, What family reunion have we been to where food wasn't a big part of it,
Exactly, 100%. Continuing here. Where am I? This is, look, I lose track. I started.
No, you got this one, and you got one more. You're gonna do how you been doing it.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah. I was trying to see where I'm like, where am I at? Okay,
because we started with 9, so yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, this one and then another one.
We got 8. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. All right, the use of spiritual gifts. This is Qorintiyim Aleph, chapter 12, verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. You know that you were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led. Wherefore, I give you understanding that no man speaketh by the Ruach of the Most High, calleth Yehoshua a curse, and that no man can say that Yehoshua is Adonai, but by Hakadesh Ruach. Now, there are diversities of gifts, but the same Ruach. And there are differences in administrations, but the same Adonai. And there are diversities of operations, but the same power which worketh in all. But the manifestation of the Ruach is given to every man to profit withal. For to one is given by a Ruach of words of wisdom, a word of wisdom. To another, the word of knowledge by the same Ruach. To another, faith by the same Ruach. To another, the gift of healing by the same Ruach. To another, the works of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, discerning of Ruachs, of spirits. To another, diverse kinds of tongues. To another, interpretation of tongues. But all these worketh that one and the self same Ruach, divide to every man dividing to every man severally as he will. Severally. I've never seen. I can't recall seeing severally before.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's just severally. Like I guess. Yeah. Continue in verse 12. For as the body is one, and have many members, and all members of the body, and all members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Mashiach. For about one Ruach, we are all immersed unto one body, whether we be Yahudim or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, or have been made to drink unto one ruach. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? No, the foot, you need your foot just as much as you need your hand.
Indeed. Try living life without thumbs.
Oh,
It's gonna be a difficult life.
God, remember how that worked for Bazik and Judges? He died.
Uh-huh.
God, indeed. Verse 26, or verse 16, Shalaki. And if the ear said, and if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, how would you hear? If the whole body were hearing, how would you smell? But now the Most High set the members, every one of them in the body, as it had pleased him. So the Most High made us how he saw fit to make us. And he did us exactly how we should be. And that's what we're dealing with here. Verse 19. And if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, but yet one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of you. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Nay, much more these members of the body have seen to be more feeble are necessary. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon those we bestow an abundant honor, and our incomely parts are more abundantly comely. So, yeah, the little things that you take as insignificant, those things are becoming more and more, as you realize, those things are becoming more and more important. You think about your nostrils. Probably not the most beautiful thing to look at, but take them away and see what happens.
Wow.
You're not going to be able to breathe. Verse 24. For our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked, that there should be no schisms in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another. Yeah, you rest around and hit your shin and watch your hand go straight to it. Watch your hand go. Get a pain in your jaw and watch your hand go. What was that?
Right.
It all worked together. Verse 26. And rather one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. And when one member is honored, all the members rejoice with it. Now you are the body of Mashiach. The members in peculiar. It's like a peculiar. Verse 28.
That was a particular.
Oh, Shalaki, my bad. I looked out and wait, that's not okay, particulars. Tolaki. Verse 28. And the Most High have set some in the church or some in the assembly, first apostles, secondly prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then the gifts of healing, helps, governments, diversities of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all the workers of miracles? Have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? By covet earnestly the best gifts. It's like you. And yet show I unto you more excellent ways. So yeah, you got some people that want to be the best of this or the best of that. They feel like, oh, they teach. I want to teach. I want to be the teacher. Like, you don't necessarily want to be the teacher because that's got the biggest what's the word I'm looking for?
You said a biggest assignment or a biggest post
Responsibility.
or responsibility.
Yeah, I got the biggest responsibility because if the teacher is off or make lead the people in the wrong way, then the condemnation is the greatest on them. So the excellency of love. Verse Qorintiyim, chapter number 13, verse number 1. Though I speak with tongues of men and of Malachim, I have not charity. I am become as sounding brass or a tickling cymbal. And though I had the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and have knowledge of and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. I don't have all charity or brotherly love. Go ahead.
And you just said it too. Charity, another word for that in I would say in the Hebrew would be love, but somehow it got translated, into this Latin as charity, but this is love,
Indeed, 1000%. If I don't have charity, if I don't have love for my brothers, if I don't have love for my people, I don't have nothing. No matter what nothing else. Because you can go to the dark side and get magic and get ability to do things, but without love, what does it profit you? Nothing. No thing. So continue. Verse that's up in verse 3.
You ready for verse 3?
Verse 3. Verse 3. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity, what does it say?
Vaunteth
Vaunteth not itself. It is not puffed up. What is that? Vaunteth. That is not a word.
I want to say it's like puffed up.
Okay.
I believe. Let me see.
I'm looking it up. Definition. Let me get it on the screen.
It's another word of bold. Boast oneself.
Okay. To make vain display one's own worth. Okay. All right. I'm like, what is that? I'm not familiar with that word. Continuing here. Verse 5. Do not believe, does not behave itself unseemly, neither not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believe all things, hope all things, endureth all things. Charity never fails. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when we are perfect, but that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, and put away childish things. But now we see through the glass darkly. But when the face, but then the face to, it's like it. But then face to face, now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known. And now abideth hope, faith. It's like, and now by faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is brotherly love. I keep
That's
saying
right.
charity. I was trying to say brotherly love, and I kept saying charity. Like it. All right. Praises to the Father. Let's continue. Chapter 14. You got this? You got it here?
Indeed, Aki.
All
right, this is the book of Qorintiyim Aleph, 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Prophecy, a superior gift. Verse 1. Follow after love and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto the Most High. For no man understandeth him, howbeit in the spirit he speaketh mysteries. But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification and exhortation and comfort. So this is if somebody is prophesying, it's gonna be where men understand, where somebody can be edified by what is being spoken. Right?
Right.
All right. Verse 4. He that speaketh in an unknown tongue edifieth himself,
Right.
but he that prophesieth edifieth the assembly.
Right. Yeah, the reason you say that is because you bigged up like, oh, he just speaking tongues. Oh, he can speak tongues. Wow, that's amazing. That's the edification. But he who prophesied, he's building up the assembly because he's telling us what's to come.
God.
Yeah.
Verse 5. I would that ye all spake with tongues, but rather that ye prophesy. For greater is he that prophesies than he that speaketh with tongues, except he interpret, that the assembly may receive edifying. So, like here again, like speaking in the tongues, we grew up thinking that was mumbo jumbo, right? Nobody's edified off of that.
No.
All right. And it's even, well, I think we're going to get into that in the next chapter, but I'm going to continue. Verse 6. Now, brother, go ahead.
One second, real quick. I'm sorry. I was reminded when I was in the first day assembly, and one of the pastor got up one day and was calling himself doing that, and that joker said, he said he was calling himself speaking in tongues. That joker said, "Kapaya."
He said, "Kapaya."
Kapaya, like that.
Oh, like what? What?
That joker said, "Kapaya." I was like, "What?" It's like, yeah, I'm sorry that came to my remembrance. I had to say that.
God, he made that up, huh? He made that up.
Of course he did. Kapaya. That's a mimicking an explosion.
All right. Verse 6. Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying or by doctrine, and even things without life-giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds. How shall it be known what is piped or harped? For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle?
Right.
So likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known? How shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air.
Right.
There are, it may be, so many kind of voices in the world, and none of them is without significance.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, if I know not the meaning of the voice, I shall be unto him that speaketh a barbarian,
Mm-hmm.
and he that speaketh shall be a barbarian unto me.
Right.
Even so, ye, for as much as ye are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that ye may excel to the edifying of the assembly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because this is what's going to profit people. You know, those brothers we see out on the corners bringing out the scripts, you know, they're edifying the body. They're letting us know what is pleasing and what is displeasing to the Yahweh, so that we may repent. All right. And be enlightened. Verse 13. Wherefore, let him that speaketh in unknown tongue pray that he may interpret.
Right.
For if I pray in an unknown tongue, my spirit prayeth, but my understanding is unfruitful. So it's unprofitable, you know, to do these things unless somebody's interpreting.
Exactly. So nobody else is edified.
Right, Con. Verse 15. What is it then? I pray with the spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. I will sing with the spirit, and I will sing with the understanding also. Else, when you shall bless with the spirit, how shall he that occupieth the room of the unlearned say, so be it at your giving of thanks? Seeing he understandeth not what you say. That's very true. That's very true. If you don't understand like what you just gave thanks, but nobody's understanding what you're saying, you know?
And, you know, here's another one of those that's very different, because when we were in Acts, they understood everything. So
you're right.
Between that and here, now that Babel has been introduced.
Man, good point, Art. Very good point.
Yeah. They were like, listen to these men speaking the language that which we were born. They speaking that. I understand exactly what he's saying. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how it got shifted up, but yeah, somewhere in this time frame. I mean, within because Shaul was at that time. He wasn't. I don't know. Was he there? He wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there, but he was around. You know, he was around this time when because Kepha stood up and gave his first sermon, his first lesson. 2 chapters after that, we're reading about Stephen being martyred and Shaul being there.
Mm-hmm. That's when Shaul came in. Yeah, kind of.
And it might be more than 2 chapters, but around the same time,
Yeah, around the time. Yes, indeed.
But yeah, very good point. And that would be something to research as well. Like, what happened, man?
What happened that caused that? Because it just out of nowhere, it went from actually language being spoken to Babel.
Where nobody's understanding.
Nobody's understanding it. Yeah.
All right, continuing. Verse 17. For you verily give thanks well, but the other is not edified.
Mm-hmm.
I think my power, I speak with tongues more than ye all. Yet in the assembly, I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that by my voice I may teach others also, than 10,000 words in an unknown tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Instruction for the assembly. Verse 20. Brethren, be not children in understanding. Howbeit, in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men. In the Torah it is written, with men of other tongues and other lips will I speak unto this people. And yet, for all that will they not hear me, saith Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore, tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. If therefore the whole assembly be come together into one place, and all speak with tongues, and there come in those that are unlearned or unbelievers, will they not say that ye are mad? But if all prophesy, and there come in one that believeth not, or one unlearned, he is convinced of all, he is judged of all, and thus are the secrets of his heart made manifest. And so, falling down on his face, he will worship the Most High, and report that the Most High is in you of a truth. How is it then, brethren, when ye come together, every one of you hath a song, hath a doctrine, hath a tongue, hath a revelation, hath an interpretation? Let all things be done unto edifying. If any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by two or at the most by three, and that by course, and let one interpret. So it's off. When we see that, and we already knew that, we already knew what we saw in the church, these people doing these things was off. But, somebody, if you're really speaking in tongues, somebody should be there to interpret.
Right. Otherwise, I mean, what's the point?
It's vanity.
It's vanity, yeah. Oh, they can teach you a little. That's just it's good he's doing that. I mean, that's nothing.
God. Verse 28. But if there be no interpreter, let him keep silence in the assembly, and let him speak to himself and to the Most High.
Right.
Let the prophet speak 2 or 3, and let the other judge. If anything be revealed to another that sitteth by, let the first hold his shalom. For ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn and all may be comforted. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of shalom, as in all assemblies of the saints. Let your women keep silence in the assemblies, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the Torah. You had something, Mark?
No, I mean that speaks for itself. Let the women be silent. It is not commanded for them to speak. I think we saw. I can't remember what we saw. Whether it was Acts or I think it was an Acts, where we started seeing more and more women coming in, and the assemblies were beginning to be made up of more women and fewer men. Where in the very beginning it was more men. It was mostly all men. And you might have a woman here or a woman there, but it soon changed.
All right, verse 35. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for women to speak in the assembly. What? Came the word of the Most High out from you, or came it unto you only? If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of Yahweh. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues. Let all things be done decently and in order.
And in order. Very important. Decently and in order.
All right, continuing. This is the book of Qorintiyim Aleph, 1 Corinthians chapter 15. The fact of Mashiach's resurrection, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the good news which I preached unto you, which also ye have received, and wherein ye stand, by which also you are saved, if ye keep in memory what I preached unto you, unless ye have believed in vain. So, there's a doctrine in the churches that, once saved, always saved. And that's just not true. It's not true. But, Shaul is saying here, by which also you are saved, if you keeping in memory to do what you've been taught. Right? Verse 3, for I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Mashiach died for our sins according to the scriptures, and that he was buried, and then, Salaki, and that he rose again the third day according to the scriptures, and that when he was seen of Cephas, then of the 12, after that he was seen above 500 brethren at once, of whom the greater part remain unto this present, but some are fallen asleep. After that he was seen of Jacob, then of all the apostles, and last of all he was seen of me also, as of one born out of due time. For I am the least of the apostles, that am not meet to be called an apostle, because I persecuted the assembly of the Most High. But by the grace of the Most High I am what I am, and his grace which was bestowed upon me was not in vain. But I labored more abundantly than they all, yet not I, but the grace of the Most High which was with me. Therefore, whether it were I or they, so we preach, and so ye believed. Now if Mashiach be preached that he rose from the dead, how say some among you that there is no resurrection of the dead? But if there be no resurrection of the dead, then is Mashiach not risen? And if Mashiach be not risen, then is our preaching vain, and your faith is also vain. Yea, and we are found false witnesses of the Most High, because we have testified of the Most High that he raised up Mashiach, whom was raised not up. If so be that that the dead rise not. For if the dead rise not, then is not Mashiach raised. And if Mashiach be not raised, your faith is vain. Ye are yet in your sins. Then they also which are fallen asleep in Mashiach are perished. If in this life only we have hope in Mashiach, we are all of men most miserable. The order of resurrection, verse 20.
You know, it made me think about when we were just reading that last bit. The Sadducees believed that there was no resurrection, and yet apparently some of them, or some like them, have gotten into this early assembly and Qorintiyim. So that's where I guess he's coming from here. They've not trying to discount the resurrection of Mashiach because they don't believe in it.
Verse 20. But now is Mashiach risen from the dead and become the first fruits of them that slept. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. For as I was getting ready to break it down, but he does it in the very next verse. For as in Adam, Slakia, verse 22. For as in Adam all die, even so in Mashiach shall all be made alive. So he's breaking down verse 21 and verse 22 what he meant. Verse 23. But every man in his own order, Mashiach the first fruits, afterward they that are Mashiach's at his coming. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Abba, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. He must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death, for he hath put all things under his feet. But when he saith all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that the Most High may be all in all. Verse 29. Else, what shall they do which are immersed for the dead, if the dead rise not at all? Why are they then immersed for the dead? And why stand we in jeopardy every hour? I protest by your rejoicing, which I have in Mashiach Yahushua, our Adonai. I die daily. I repent.
Indeed. Indeed. You know, it's ironic when he was talking about Mashiach putting everything under his feet. It made me think about that 110, Psalms 110.
Indeed.
Sit you on my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool.
I mean, Shaul, you know, Shaul, like people will say in the church will say that, you know, we don't have to listen or follow what the Old Testament is talking about. But so many different times in Shaul's letters or epistles, he's bringing out lessons from the Old Testament. You know, we can just like how you just precept that 110 with what he just said. It's throughout. It was in Romans as well.
Yeah, indeed. 1,000.
All right. Verse 32. If after the manner of men I have fought with beasts at Ephesus, what advantage it me if the dead rise not? Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die, but not deceive. Evil communications corrupt good manners. Awake to righteousness and sin not, for some have not the knowledge of the Most High. I speak this to your shame. But some man will say, how are the dead raised up? And with what body do they come? You fool, that which you soweth is not quickened, except it die. And that which soweth, and that which you soweth not that body that shall be, but bear grain. It may chance of wheat or of some other grain. But Most High giveth it a body as it hath pleased him, and to every seed his own body. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory under the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit, that was not first which was spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the erect, earthly. The second man is Yahweh from Shemaim. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy, and as is heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. The mystery of Slakia. Go ahead, Art.
Oh no, I didn't have anything.
Okay, come.
You might have heard me exhaling.
Okay, God. All right, the mystery of the resurrection, verse 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither do corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is your sting? O grave, where is your victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is Torah. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Adonai Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahweh, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in Yahweh.
So, like, yeah, one thing, the sting of death, the strength of sin is Torah. What? That makes no sense.
What is the strength of sin?
Knowledge of sin. Doesn't make any sense. Strength, power, ability, inherited power. That doesn't make sense at all. How is the strength or the knowledge? Okay, I said knowledge, didn't I?
Yeah, Khan.
Yeah, okay, that's what it means. So strength, ability, strength, power, ability. Yeah, so that's what that inherited by power, resident, virtue, natural person, exceeding. Power performing miracles. Yeah, that's a strange interpretation. The strength of sin is Torah.
Well, the way I read it and the way I viewed it when he said that, it's like, so I don't think it's talking about strength as in like, but I mean that was the definition that you read though, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, it seemed like it would be better if he said the knowledge of sin is Torah. And
that's kind of how I viewed it when I read it,
Yeah. I was
like in other places we hear him say that I wouldn't have known sin unless it had been for Torah or the law,
Exactly. The knowledge of that would make best sense. The seeing this, because that's how we know. That's how we know. That's how you start doing better, because you say, "Oh, I'm supposed to stand when I meet somebody of a hoary head. Oh, a man of a hoary head. Okay, I didn't know that. So now I know. So hey, Elder, how you doing? Shalom, Elder. That's how you know, and start to do better. So,
all right, closing out. This is the book of Qorintiyim Aleph. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, instructions and greetings, verse 1. Now, in this chapter, like maybe he'll bring out who he was talking to, like who his audience was. Okay. We'll see. Verse 1. Now concerning the collection for the saints, as I have given order to the assemblies of Galatia, even so do ye. Upon the first day of the week, let every one of you lay by him in store, as the Most High hath prospered him, that there be no gatherings when I come. And when I come, whomsoever ye shall approve by your letters, let them will I send to bring your liberality unto Jerusalem. And if it be meet that I go also, they shall go with me. So, this is where some people will say, this is our commandment to gather on the first day of the week. This was only done for the gathering of funds and funds for the assembly that was in Jerusalem. This is not Shaul changing the Sabbath.
No.
All right. Verse 5. Now I will come unto you when I shall pass through Macedonia. For I do pass through Macedonia, and it may be that I will abide, yea, and winter with you, that ye may bring me on my journey whithersoever I go. For I will not see you now by the way, but I trust to tarry a while with you, if Yahweh permit. But I will tarry at Ephesus until Shavuot. For a great door and effectual is open unto me, and there are many adversaries. Now, if Timotheus come, see that he may be with you without fear, for he worketh the work of Yahweh, as I also do. Let no man therefore despise him, but conduct him forth in shalom, that he may come unto me. For I look for him with the brethren, as touching our brother this I greatly desire him to come unto you with the brethren, but his will was not at all to come at this time, but he will come when he shall have convenient time. Watch you, stand fast in the faith. Quit you like men, be strong. Let all your things be done with love. I beseech you, brethren, yea, no, Slakia, ye know the house of Stephanus, that is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints, that ye submit yourselves unto such, and to every one that helpeth with us and laboreth. I am glad of the coming of Stephanus and Fortunus and Archias, Achaeus, Achaicus, for that which was lacking on your part, they have supplied. For they have refreshed my spirits of you and yours. Therefore, acknowledge you them that are such. The assemblies of Asia salute you. Aquila and Priscilla salute you much in Yahweh, with the assembly that is in their house. All the brethren greet you. Greet ye one another with a set apart kiss. The salutation of me, Shaul, with my own hand. If any man love not yet the Adonai Yahweh Shah Mashiach, let him be anathema marathana. What is that?
Let's see what that says. It's two separate words. Let's check out this first one. Anathema. A curse.
Thing set up.
Yeah, a thing set up to lay in order to keep. It's translated 4 times as a curse. Anathema 1 time, binded under a curse. It uses that 1 time. So I'm thinking it's a curse.
Okay, Khan.
Let's see what Mathana is. Whom the Adonai came or will come. Our Adonai came or will come. It's the only place it's used.
Yeah. Let him be a curse.
Yeah. That the Messiah come and I guess destroy him.
Khan.
Yeah.
Verse 23. That might be like some of this one a popular saying. That they, I don't know, maybe they, but I mean, it seemed like if it was a popular saying, it would have been something we would have seen said more.
Yeah, indeed.
Verse 23, the grace of our Adonai, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, be with you. My love be with you all in Mashiach, Yahweh Shah. So be it.
Hallelujah. So be it. Praises to the Father. Another completed book, the book of 1 Corinthians, and we will get to the book of 2 Corinthians on next week. But final thoughts in this particular book. Some things that we read last night, I think I was in quite agreement with. I had some contention when it comes to the sacrifice and eating that sacrifice to idols. I get why he said what he said, but I think it's against Torah. And I would have to find exactly what the Abba told us, don't do that. And if I find it there, I can't recall it right off my head, but if I find it there, obviously that's a contradiction. And he said something else I didn't agree with. I can't remember exactly where it was. I think that was last night. Even today, I think he was getting into some things I did agree with. I did agree with, man being the head of the woman, Mashiach being the head of the man, and the Most High being the head of Mashiach. I think that puts a perfect order to the structure, to the family. And with that order, your house can function. And if you try to take that order away, it is going to cause problems, major problems. And, here's the funny thing. This is the ironic thing. I actually was spoken to about this to my mother. You know, nobody wants the man to try to be over Mashiach. Nobody expects that. Nobody would accept that. Nobody wants Mashiach to be over the Most High. Nobody would expect that. Nobody would co-sign that. Nobody wants the children over the mother. Nobody would co-sign that. But the woman being over the man, they cool with that. I don't understand that. The whole order you agree with, except for the one part where the woman should be over. Maybe she should be over the man. How is that? When the scriptures clearly gives us the order, and yet, when Shaul, I should say the scripture, when the Shaul gives us the order, why is it that the only place you have a problem with the order is with the man over the woman? I don't understand that. And how can you justify that somehow, some way, that woman should be in his position? Because it goes all the way back to Bereshit, when he said, and you're going to desire, your desire should be to your husband, because you're going to want his place. But he's going to rule over you, as I've made him able to rule over you. So that's what it's going to be. But outside of that, I'm still holding judgment. Because I'll be honest, it's a lot that I've learned in this text, in reading this information, and man, it's good. It's really good. I'm edified in these things. So we continue, and we get better. So praise to the Father for that. But I'll continue to reserve judgment until we complete these letters.
Yeah, Khan, I think, man, all praises to the Most High for another edifying day of getting into this word. I'm under the impression that Shaul is speaking to, not only Yahudim that are there present in Corinth, but also Gentiles, which is why we see some things that are spoken in these chapters that or this letter rather, that it's not really for us, that's just what I'm under the impression, the way that I'm interpreting these scriptures that we got into today. Now, I think, like you said, I think we saw a lot that we could apply to our lives, but I think some of the things weren't really pertinent to us. I want to continue, breaking down Shaul's, or reading and breaking down Shaul's epistles and letters. Also looking forward to the letters that are geared towards our people. So we remembering in the Book of Acts how Cephas, was sent to the circumcised, the blood-born Israelites, and Shaul to the uncircumcised. So Kepha has 2 books in here, 2 letters. Jacob has a book in here. Jude has a letter in here as well, and then there's also the book of Hebrews. So we've got some good portion of reading left. And I pray that it be as edifying as everything that we've read up until this point. Hallelujah.
Praise you, Abba Yah. Indeed, Aki, I'm 100% in agreement with you, and looking forward to continuing through these texts. And with that, we are going to close it out for this evening. We barely beat the sun. I was thinking, look, we had 2:04.
God.
And look, it happens like that. Like I said, we get to talking and looking at different things, and that's how it goes. So, nevertheless, we're happy to be another Sabbath Yom and completed. And praise to the Father that we were able to focus on him and not on ourselves or not on anything else. But we're going to close out with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 12 and verse number 13. As always, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It is so very important that we understand that in the conclusion of the whole matter, we are to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. Why? Because this is the whole duty of man. When all is settled and all the dust is cleared and everything is said and done, we will be judged, or rather, we feared the Most High and kept his commandments, because this is the entire reason that we were made. I am your Akazaki Yahu, joined by my most esteemed Akinanaya, giving all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom Wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant, and back in our own land. Until that day, Shalom, family. I think it's dark enough for that.
Shalom, Mr. Picard.
Hallelujah. Praise you, Abba Yah.